Alright, welcome back to Mistfall with Tabletop Simulator. I'll note that there's a video before this basically showing the setup for this game, and if you're basically interested in the setup, you can basically look at that. But for those basically joining us, skipping that video, we're doing the Into the Wilds quest, and we're basically, going to try and stop Gardhag the Chard from raising a warband to basically, attack and pillage, nearby, residential areas or stuff like that. In his, bloody lust of power, I guess. To, show, he's, his Grand Chieftain. Alright, so, we're basically starting the game here. And I'll note that, basically, we've got to, move over to this guy's here, his location, from our Herfire Inn over here. We basically have a total of 9 turns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to get there. And we're just going to follow along with this little, player aid card, basically tell us, what we're basically going to do. So, the first thing we got to do is a reinforcement phase whenever we do a round, but it doesn't really matter for the Herfire Inn because it's a safe haven. So we're going to skip that and go right to the travel phase. So, optional. This basically lets me move to a new location if I want to. And if we basically, go to a perilous location, which we're about to because we'll basically reveal it, it'll basically have an encounter happen on it. So we'll have these guys basically go over here. This is the riverbank. And I'll have to draw an encounter. These are these encounter cards right here. And we drew the hunter. Alright, so first things first, we go over to the battle box here. This basically tells us how many enemies we're going to be facing. So we got 2 enemies for every hero. So basically I have 4 enemies from that, plus 1. So I have a total of 5 green beast enemies. So 5 beasts are going to show up to basically fight us here. So, now, whenever you're basically drawing cards, you basically have to look at the box to see what type of cards you're drawing. So we're going to draw beast type of cards, and we're basically just going to go over here to our cards here, and we're just going to draw a bunch of beast enemy cards. Basically what we're looking for is in their the descriptions, they need to have the keyword beast right here in order to basically pop up. So there's one. And I forgot to, change this guy's loop, but whatever. Let's go for something different here, actually. Let's go with Arena Mamba. I'll put on Song. Now, look at this guy here. This guy's basically a Goron Blood Tracker. Basically, this guy's got Beast Man, so he's not Beast. So we're not going to add him into the deck here. A Tracker Hound is a Beast, though, so he'll go in the deck. Or in the, the quest line. There's a Goron Warrior. A Rage Color. There's a Small Horn. A Warrior. There's a Wild Ice Hound. That'll be the third beast to drop in. There's a Dire Wolf. There's another Blood Tracker. Another one. There's a Slinger. Another Rage Collar. And there's our 5th guy. So there's 5 guys there. So basically 5 beasts basically drop into the foot right here. They'll have to basically fight. Now, the Hunter. Setup rules. Draw from the green enemy deck until a Hunter is revealed. Place the Hunter in the quest lineup, and discard other cards drawn. So, on top of the fact that we're only at Beast, there's going to be a Hunter in here. And this guy's going to be the Hunter, shall we say. So, gotta keep on drawing. Now, we're basically looking here for the Hunter phase, so Beastman Blunt and Wildlander is not a Hunter, so I'm not going to worry about him. Beast, Hound, Frost, Rending, that's not a Hunter. There we go. So Norn Slinger. This guy's basically got in his keywords Hunter. So this guy's going to be our Hunter. So he's going to go right here. And we'll just leave those discard right there as our discard pile. Alright, special rules. Each Hunter receives additional life equal to heroes plus 1. So this guy's going to have additional life for free apparently. So let's put that over here on him just to indicate he's got extra health. Actually, you know what? Use something else. we'll use, yeah, you know what, we'll actually use these. We'll use like a couple of these, like, you know, the dictators that's got extra health on him. So this guy naturally has, oh, he's only got 2 apparently. He's going to have basically 2 plus 3 health on him. These are all the wounds I have to inflict on this guy to kill him. So he's going to be really buff, this guy here. So each hunter requires an additional range to target if there are any beasts in the same area. So while this guy's in play, he'll actually be behind all these guys here. So these guys are going to be like in front of him. And progression. For each enemy that leaves play, I add 1 progression to my thing. I need to get myself 2 times to hero, so 4 progression, or have the hunter killed in order to basically, you know, get through the Wildlands encounter here apparently. So this guy here, I have to kill him, or I have to kill off like 4 of these guys here of his beasts. Alright, so at this point, let's start going to like the next area. So after basically having the encounter set up, we go into the pursuit phase. So enemies enter the hero area from left to right. So basically they'll go from this side down to here. And basically when they do that, we only end when there's like no more like focus on our guys. Basically this will go down as new guys go into play. Or you run out of guys that can interplay. So, you know, basically if there's no more enemies to go into, like, you know, the hero area from the quest area, that ends it too. Now note by the way that this guy over here, he's basically got 4 focus, as opposed to the 3 focus that the Arcane Weaver here has. So these guys are going to start going over here, this guy first. So this guy goes over here. And whenever you enter, like, you know, the hero area, it gets halved. So 4 half will go down to 2. This guy over here is going to go over to the Arcane Archer. And now I'll basically have his 3 to 1. You round down whenever when you're doing like the halving. So half 3 is 1.5, and of course 1.5 rounded down goes to 1. This guy here is going to go over here. That'll basically bring this guy down to 1. Now, if you ever have a situation where like your 2 heroes have the same like, you know, focus, you get to choose which one, where the next guy's going to go. So let's have this guy, for example, go over to this guy here, I think. Why not? And this guy here is going to go over here, and I'll basically get rid of our focus to 0 for both these guys. Alright, so that's basically it for, you know, the pursuit phase. Basically, these guys have now dropped in and are going to attack my guys. Note that this guy over here, the actual, like, you know, hunter, he's actually not going to jump in yet because the simple fact that unless there's, like, you know, some focus on these guys, like, you know, past, like, you know, 0, he can't actually jump in. So he stops right there, which is good because he's going to be deadly. Alright, so now I get to use my heroes basically to fight off these beasts coming at me. I'll note by the way that basically for range, these guys are like, you know, range 1 to me because like they're in a quest area. This guy over here is actually range 2 plus 1, so he's actually like, you know, really, really far away from my guy. So we're not going to be able to go after the Northern Slinger with anyone because even though this guy's got like, you know, a bow and this actually has like extra range that's like, you know, 2, he can't actually hit this guy because he's at range of 3. But oh well, that's fine. Alright, let's see here. Of the enemies that dropped in, we got the Direwolf, the Wild Ice Hound, and we got ourselves 2 Tracker Hounds over here. Now these guys are relentless, so they're going to follow me regardless of what I do. And on top of that, this guy's a pack hunter, so he's really deadly if there's more wolves in like the same area. So while this guy's here, or these guys are here, this guy's actually got extra damage on top of him, so he has to go first, I think. And let's actually have like the Frostmage go first to try and deal this Frosthound first, I guess. So let's just see how this goes. So I'll note that this guy here, the Frostmage, he's basically got a lot of tricks and like, you know, all that to basically fight off people. His special abilities over here, he's got Arcane Resistance, which isn't going to really help him against these guys because they're not magic-bearing type of enemies, but it's nice to have, I guess, Arcane Resistance. And it's also got Teaching of Frost, so if I need to, I can basically exchange stuff in my, like, you know, my burial pile for, like, stuff in my discard pile. That might be useful later on. But let's just see here. I'll note that this guy's got lots of, like, you know, attack abilities, like Frostbolt. And those can be useful here for taking out maybe the, like, you know, this Wild Ice Hound. Basically, Frostbolt. If I use this as a regular action, I'll be able to, like, deal 2 magic damage, and if I discard a card, I'll be able to deal 3 damage to him. There's, like, Wild Ice Hound here. And if I use Cold Snap after that, I can actually finish him off. So, I could use this guy to kill off, like, you know, this Ice Hound right away. So let's try and do that. I'll note that this Ice Staff, if I use this, basically how this basically works here is Ice Staff. As a regular action, I resolve any other action on, like, one of my other cards to basically, like, you know, not have to discard a card. That's what it says down here. So let's do that. And I'll throw it to Frostbolt here. Now, Frostbolt basically requires me to go up 2 focus. So it's basically going to go up to 2 here, when I basically use this card. And if I discard another card, he'll basically go up another focus. I'm thinking about discarding Arcane Inspiration over here, so let's do that right now. And he'll go up to 3 here. So basically he's going to deal 3 magic damage to this Wild Ice Hound right here. Now, because this guy's got 1 armor right here, he's actually not going to die. He's just going to take 2 wounds. But he's on his last legs, so to speak. He needs 1 more basic hit and he's basically killed. So let's see if we can get that with, like, the Cold Snap here. So, if I basically use this card, now, I'm not by the way, for your heroes, by the way, they only get access to 1 regular action, basically to, like, use in their turn. Basically, this guy uses regular action as, like, his Frost Staff here. And this basically allows him to use any action of another card, so in this case, he used, like, you know, the Frost Calls, like, you know, regular action basically do stuff. The Frostbolt over here. Now, you can actually do this by, you can use a regular action of Frostbolt with, like, the Ice Staff, because that's what it allows you to do in the rulebook. This guy's got fast action as well in his Cold Snap, though, so if I want to, I could use, for example, Frostbolt. Yeah, we're just going to discard Frostbolt in order to get, like, 2 extra damage. If I get, like, you know, 2 damage, I'll basically, like, you know, bypass his, like, defenses here by 1, and I'll basically finish off this Wild Ice Hound. So, let's go like this. We're going to discard these cards here. And I'll basically kill off this Wild Ice Hound here. Now, when you kill an enemy, you have to look at the resolve value. Basically, all these enemies have, like, values on them, so you can basically see, like, how, like, you know, resolve you basically get when you defeat them. And I'll basically get a resolve for it, for killing this guy. And I'll go over here. It's also worth knowing, because we defeated an enemy here, we're going to get ourselves 1 progress on our, like, quest here. I need to have a total of, basically, like, you know, progress equal to your heroes, times 2. So I need 4 progress in order to, like, you know, basically get by all these hounds. Let's see here. Let's go and... At this point, I really don't have a whole lot basically I can do with this guy, except for, like, you know, to end his turn. I could, if I want to, I could go into, like, his, like, you know, advanced, like, feats here, and, like, try and, like, get, like, you know, some other, like, ability, like, to do if I want to. So, for example, Blade of Silver. Yeah, Blade of Shiver, for example. I could purchase this with my resolve, basically, and I could use this to, like, you know, deal more damage to, like, my enemies, for example. So I could deal, like, you know, 2 damage for, like, you know, 2 more focus. And by the way, when I use this as, like, you know, a focus over here, like Cold Snap, that will raise this focus up to 4. And if I, like, for example, if I purchase Blade of Shiver over here, for example, I could get, like, a whole lot more, like, you know, threat basically do stuff. There's also Touch of Cold over here I could get. This basically is a reflex card. After any, like, you know, physical damage is dealt to an enemy, I can discard 1 arcane card to deal an enemy, like, 2 more, like, you know, magic damage. This would be good with, like, in conjunction with this guy's ability, because I can do more damage with that if I want to. Basically, the thing about reflex cards is that they can be played anytime, like, you know, inside or outside a hero's turn. So if I want to, I can use this, like, you know, to help out my, like, you know, archer buddy over here if his, like, you know, Frost Trap, for example. Or Toxic Cold, rather. Frost Trap is something different. So, Toxic Cold. So I'll note this guy's got basically something called a Frost for keyword in here. How does basically this card works here, by the way, to touch a cold? If I was to keep this for, like, my Arcane Weaver, I could actually use this card, basically to, basically generate 2 threat, and deal it basically, a little bit more extra damage, basically, to, take out one of these guys, if possible. So that's something I want to do. I could purchase that. There's also Ice Nova I could get. Ice Nova basically lets me discard 1 arcane card to cancel 2 physical or 1 magic damage. And then I can move, my threat up by 1. So that's basically a nice little card to basically reduce damage to myself. That might be useful. And then, if you also discard 2 Frost cards, no enemy in the same area is allowed to attack until the end of this phase. So, if I use Ice Nova, for example, I can actually stop these guys from attacking me. That's really useful for a defensive card, basically. Those special enemies are still allowed to attack, so gotta watch out for that. Is this an arcane card? It is an arcane card, so I could go offensive or defensive if I want to here. It doesn't show it off. Let's just actually buy this card here for 2 resolve. And let's group these guys up again. And basically what's going to happen here, I'm probably going to use this Ice Nova, basically in conjunction with basically like the Frost Call, for example. And we'll basically use this to stop these guys from basically being able to damage my Frost Mage, for example, which would be nice. So let's do that. At this point, we're basically going to probably finish this guy's turn. When you basically finish this guy's turn, you basically have to draw up to your draw limit. So we basically currently have 2 cards here. And we get to draw up to 5, so we're just going to draw 3 more cards. One is just going to be the Ice Staff. I'll have to re-equip that next time, but for now, we'll not worry about it. He also got himself a Cold Snap and a Frost Call back. That'll be useful. And that's basically the end of this guy's turn over here, so he's done. Now, this guy over here. The Arcane Weaver basically has 2 Tracker Hounds basically coming after him. And they both deal, 2 damage each. So this guy's got a little bit of an issue ahead of him, but whatever. He does have access to Acrobatic Dodge here, so he can basically cancel an attack against him if he wants to. So he'll cancel one of these guys. He's also got a hood that basically lets him, reduce damage to him as well. So I'll note, by the way, I want to avoid basically getting up to 7 focus on these guys, because if I go up too high at the focus, it'll basically cause the reinforcement value for us to go up. And basically how reinforcements work in this game is that as you go around to the reinforcement phase after go through everything, more guys will show up to basically attack you. So if I keep these guys below the reinforcements, and it's only what over here. Oh, there is actually reinforcements that'll come in eventually for these guys. So there'll actually be one enemy's actually going to spawn basically to attack us later on. But I think for now I do want to keep my focus down below 7, so let's try and do that if we can. Now, nobody, this guy's got something called Sharpshooter for his abilities, and it basically means he'll do extra damage to stuff that's basically ranged away from him. So that can be useful for killing stuff. Though I think I might just use Aim Shot here to basically deal a lot of damage to one of these guys next to me, just to get rid of one of these Tracker Hounds really quick. So let's see here. Let's have this guy. He's going to use his Aim Shot. Now, I'll note if you use Aim Shot here, basically what it means is you resolve any one action of a ranged card in your home area, and if that action deals any damage, you add 2 damage to it. So basically, if I use my longbow, it'll deal 1 damage. This will add 2 damage to it for 3 damage. If I use the regular action from this bow, I'll basically deal 4 damage. So we'll basically deal enough to basically kill these guys outright. So let's just do that, I think. So aim shot, regular action. We're basically going to use this to basically increase our threat by 1. And we'll use the natural ability of like the longbow with like a discard card. And by the way, it places this on top of your deck when you're done with it. And we're just going to discard replenish here, I think. Replenish will actually let me add like an additional like progression to like my quiver. Basically, if you look at replenish here, its special ability basically lets you discard when it's discarded as like resolve any action, like the longbow. You basically get to add one more like progression tile to your your quiver or like anything else, and then that card can be used to basically like progression be used for a special ability that this guy has like later on. Like just to show him off a little bit. This guy's got like special abilities that like are basically based on his like progression. So Slaying Arrow, for example, I think. So basically, Slaying Arrow, you discard 3 progression tokens from any number of ranged cards in your home area, and it can eliminate a regular enemy and any type with any type of vulnerability. So if an enemy has like a vulnerability, you can actually slay him, basically. So, for example, if I looked at, well, I know who has got vulnerability. This Icehound, for example, he basically has something called Flame Vulnerability right here. So since this guy's got vulnerability, if I want to use like the Slaying Arrow, I can like kill him instantly, regardless of what wounds or anything he has on top of him. So there's some very powerful things you can basically do, like your pressure tokens later on. All right, so that's basically out of the way. Using the longbow, that used up 2 focus. Discarding a card would bring up to 4. And now kill off one of these Tracker Hounds. Let's do that right now. You'll be dead. That gets us another resolve, so we'll pull that out right now. Now, note by the way that as a regular action for like your for me to do there, I don't have any fast actions for this guy to like do whatever he wants to, so I've got to watch out for that. Though if I want to, I could go over here and like purchase like a positioning card. That's like his like tier 1 type of like resolve cards. And he's got apparently 3 positioning cards in here. So positioning, this basically lets me like draw 1 card, or it's basically like the other cards where like I can use this to like basically get more ammo if I want to. So let's do that right now. And the reason for doing this is I can actually use these cards to like draw more cards from my deck here, so I can possibly get like some other stuff I can do in this guy here. So let's use this position card to reposition and draw a new card. We got our longbow back. Now I gotta watch out for like my acrobat dodge as well as my like hooded cloak. If I use these cards, I'm actually going to use like I'm going to basically get more threat as a result of that. But you know what? I think we're not going to worry about the fact that this guy's going to, we're going to get more extra guys coming in here, and we're just going to have this guy generate his threat like crazy. So let's actually use the fast action on this thing. So basically, it's a fast action. You basically place this in your hand. So let's do that right now. And that's going to cause me to go up to threat of 5. If I want to now, I can use the aim shot here to finish off this other Tracker Hound. And that would basically mean that I have, like, no guys in this guy's area to actually attack him at all anyways. So let's do that. We'll use aim shot. And of course this means this is going to go back on my thing right here. And I'll note by that this replenish can also be discarded again to get another, like, tracker token going, so let's do that. And I'll kill off the other Tracker Hound. So he's dead. So we'll grab another result for that. Now I basically have this acrobatic dodge here. And this guy's going to go up all the way up to, like, 9 threat. So I'll note that this guy's now really threatening, this guy. He's basically got all the focus of the enemy on him. And it's actually going to cause, like, you know, the reinforcement drive to go up by 1 here. But at the same time, there's no enemies basically attacking him. And this guy's going to have, like, the ability to use his, like, you know, Ice Nova ability right here to basically stop these guys from attacking him. So my heroes aren't going to take any damage. And any enemies that are going to pop out are going to attack my Arcane Archer over here, which is just fine, I think. So we'll do that, I think. Now, note, by the way, because I kill off those 2 Tracker Hounds, we get 2 more progression over here. And I could get positioning, by the way, over here just to, like, you know, flesh out this guy a little bit more. But I'm going to keep this resolve in here for now, I think. Oof, excuse me. And let's end our turn, I think. So let's draw our cards. So we'll basically draw 4 cards to add up to 5. There's a longbow again, as well as Hasty Shot, and Arcane Shot. So Hasty Shot is a fast action I can use. That's very nice. And the Arcane Shot is basically magical damage attack that this guy can do. Alright, so at this point, we go into the defense phase. After our hero phase is done. In the defense phase, your enemies will basically attack you, and, like, you know, you remove 1 condition from enemies and, like, allies and all that stuff. So these guys here are going to attack this guy down here. Now, note, boy, that he's got basically, as I said, Ice Nova, and as a reflex, we basically use this if we discard an arcane card, like, say, like, you know, one of these cards over here, to basically stop this guy from doing anything. I think I'm going to stop the Cold Snap from happening, maybe? Or I'll basically discard Cold Snap with this. And we'll discard, like, you know, this one to basically stop these guys from attacking us, basically. Now, let's say this guy attacked me first. He's only got 2 damage on him. So basically, as a result of, like, you know, him attacking this guy, he's going to take, like, you know, no damage. And because this guy is, like, you know, also in the same area, he's going to be stopped by, like, you know, this guy's Ice Nova. So these guys do no damage except for the fact that they caused me to discard my Ice Nova card. Alright, so at this point, the defense phase is done. We go into the encounter phase. So basically, in the encounter phase, you have to check to see if you've, like, you know, met, like, the end conditions for the encounter. So basically, we've only got, like, you know, 3 tokens here, and we need 4 to basically stop this, just basically cause it to end. Or this guy here has to die. The boss here. The hunter. So because these guys aren't dead, the encounter continues. If I go over here, there's nothing for the encounter aftermath, so I'm not going to worry about it. So basically at this point we go into the time phase. Now in the time phase, this is where, like, you know, time will progress down, like, the track here. So you basically have to take a time card. So we'll do it right now. And we'll have to read it. So you add 1 time to the time scale, so it's going to go up to this one right here. And we just reach something that's going to enrage an enemy. So one of these enemies is going to get raged. In this case, it's going to be one of these dire wolves, so he's going to get an extra damage to this guy just right here. So let's say he's raged, so he's not dazed, by the way, but we're just going to, like, say that's going to be his rage ability. So that's going to tell me that he's basically got an extra damage, perhaps. Actually, you know what? Let's just do it like this. There, he's raged. He's got a 3 on him. Actually, you know what? Let's use the quest tokens. I don't think there's any purpose for these, except for, like, you know, something like this, so... There we go. Basically, this guy's got, like, you know, rage on him. They need, like, a rage, like, you know, token, you know, this game, I think, but whatever. That's fine. So, now, what's going to happen to this guy? He's going to be a little more dangerous, but he's not going to be able to attack unless, like, you know, you get to a defensive phase again, so that's fine. Alright, so at this point, read the rest of the card. So, event. Each hero with 3 or more enemies in the home area is dealt 2 damage. I don't know what that question mark means, but whatever. So, it doesn't really matter because basically none of these guys have more than, like, 3 enemies. So nothing's going to happen. And then, reminder. The question mark is equal to the highest number the marker cube occupies on or passed on a time track. Is equal to the highest number the marker cube occupies or passed on a time track. So this is what I want to fix. This game really doesn't explain stuff very well. Oh, okay, so this is basically telling me how much damage it's going to do. So this guy would actually, if there's like 3 enemies in this, like, you know, his field right here, this guy would take 2 plus 2 damage for 4 damage total. But because, like, you know, there's like, you know, not that many guys here, we're not going to worry about it. So that's going to go over here to, like, you know, the discard. That's fine right there. Alright, so at this point, we go back to the start of, like, the round. We're in a new round now. And we go into the reinforcement phase. So we move the marker according to the active encounter. So basically, you know, this thing's got, basically somebody tells us it's going to move over 2. So that basically means we're going to have 1, 2. 2 enemies are going to pop in to basically, you know, greet us basically in the quest area here. So we basically draw new enemies on a track, basically. So here we go. Now, note, by the way, that I think for this encounter, we can only still draw beast-type enemies, I think. Possibly. Actually, I'm not really sure. I think it means that we can only draw beast enemies, I'm not really sure. But, you know, we're going to basically draw 2 more beast enemies basically to, like, drop into, like, the fray here again. So, we got ourselves 1 beast enemy right there, a tracker hound. By the way, this guy's actually going to be on the left now because he's already in the quest area. He's going to be to the right of him. You're not going to jump in the fray yet. Another wild ice hound is going to pop in though, so it'll go right here. So that's our 2 enemies basically popping in. Next we're going to go down to the pursuit phase. Now at this point, this guy's able to jump into combat, and because like the Arcane Weaver basically has a you know, focus of 9, he's going to jump right into this guy area right here. And he's going to drop this down to 4. This guy also has a you know, a tracker of 4, so I can actually have this guy if I want to drop over here to this guy. And that'll basically cause this Ice Hound to drop over here to the Arcane Weaver. Now note by the way that this guy's, he's basically got something called Skirmisher, and this will let him basically be like, you know, 1 extra tile away. Plus the fact is this guy's also a hunter. He basically has, like, you know, whenever like there's beasts in front of him in the same area, he's going to gain a range. And on top of the fact he's also a skirmisher, he's going to gain extra range of S. This guy's actually a range of 3 as skirmisher here. If I take out the Wild Ice Hound, I'll actually be able to attack like the Goran Slinger himself, but well, we'll see what happens with him in a later bit. I might actually ignore this guy, just let the encounter finish. We'll basically see.